About Toyota. Toyota sales in China grew 13.2% in August, up from an 11.4% rise in July. The Japanese automaker said it is on track to sell more than 1.2 million vehicles this year in China, the world's largest auto market and a key region driving Toyota's electric vehicle push. Akiko Fujita spoke exclusively with the chairman of Toyota about the growth of hybrid vehicles and asked about the automaker's push towards complete electrification.
While I felt change would be forthcoming, the pace of change far exceeded our imaginations. We were aware that if the hybrid technology was to be widely accepted, convenience for the user, the consumer experience, would have to be a key consideration. The hybrid didn't dramatically alter the driver experience. It actually enhanced it by reducing the amount of trips to the gas station because it was more fuel efficient. As we continued our work on the hybrid, we realized something else. We realized that electrification is inevitable, and the vehicle needed to be equipped with a system to supply electric power to the motor. Whatever shape electrification was set to take, our hybrid was equipped with all the necessary technology: the battery, the motor, software, and semiconductors to accommodate the future.
Let's talk about the changes we have seen in the industry here, because in recent years, we've seen a big focus on electric vehicles. Tesla, of course, which Toyota until recently had a stake in, has been the most aggressive in pushing for that. But we've also heard from legacy companies like Volvo, who've announced they plan to go 100% electric over the next 5 years. You famously said several years ago that you don't believe that there is a market that will accept a pure electric vehicle. Do you still believe that?
That's a question I get asked a lot. I must say up front that we are not against electric vehicles, but in order for electric vehicles to cover long distances, they currently need to be loaded with a lot of batteries that take a considerable amount of time to charge. There's also the issue of battery life. We're moving forward in our development efforts with this in mind. New laws and regulations are actively encouraging development of electric vehicles with little regard for customer convenience. But as those laws and regulations come into effect in places like China and the US, car makers will have no choice but to roll out electric vehicles or risk going out of business. Toyota is no exception, but we're skeptical there will be a rapid shift to pure electric vehicles given questions over user convenience.
You talk about the challenges with the batteries that are currently on the market, the lithium-ion batteries. Is a solid-state battery the key to making an electric vehicle mass market?
Yes, this is an issue that is not limited to electric vehicles. The battery will be the key technology moving forward. However, in order for vehicles to be powered solely by batteries, we still need 2 or 3 more technological breakthroughs. Toyota is taking on that challenge and working to achieve our goals in battery development.
So what's the timeline for Toyota to bring a pure electric vehicle using a solid-state battery to the market? We've heard reports of 2022. What's the timeline you're looking at?
That's something we honestly don't know. People around the world are working to develop new batteries, and we are seeing progress in bringing affordable batteries to the market. Once the technological challenges are resolved, we expect adoption to pick up rapidly.
Let's talk about what the future of cars looks like, because innovation helped propel Toyota to become one of the top car makers. But it does seem like in recent years, traditional car makers have started to lose that edge on innovation to tech companies. We've already mentioned Tesla, but there's also, of course, Alphabet and Baidu over in China, all of which are pushing for self-driving cars. How do you think Toyota stacks up against them?
As you point out, the automobile will depart from the format we're familiar with now. New technology will be mounted onto the vehicle, enabling features we've never seen before. That includes autonomous driving or connecting cars to the cloud in order to process big data. Those technologies will dramatically transform the vehicle. Players involved won't be restricted to traditional automakers. In fact, car makers won't be able to do it alone without partnering with startups developing sensors or software or computer technology. Major companies will need to carefully work with those players. Otherwise, they won't survive.